And I gotta ask.
Richard coming?
Let me know if it's working now.
I've got it up and nothing is going on right now.
It should be coming through right now. Yeah, because it says we're on live video. Oh my God. According to them, it's not working. Is it working for anybody out there?
My phone's still in the car.
Oh, well, you know what? I'm gonna have to see. I'm gonna have to see if it's coming through. Boom. Yeah, it says it's on. There we are.
This is a bit of a delay.
That's normal.
That's fine. All right, Dallas says it's fine. How about from here? Can you hear me from here? We'll see if that works. Okay, let's just shut that down there because we don't need any.
So I would have thought there'd be a way to have both microphones on and have that one there and this one over here.
Well, there might be if you had a decent computer or. Hi.
Hello.
Hey.
So, and Norman. Hi, Norman.
You never told me his last name was Bates.
Hey, I did. It is.
You didn't.
Oh, it's true though. Norman Kimchi Bates is his full name. Because he's the rescue from South Korea. That's why he's Kimchi.
Yeah.
And Norman Bates because he's psycho.
I was just going to say, this reminded me of the hotel
Well,
debates.
that's
I'm
like
like,
it's named after.
Yeah.
Woot, woot, woot.
kitty, kitty.
So hot. So we got an orange candle, and I've actually prepared some notes. Pretty good, eh?
Wow.
I don't know if the other fellow's coming, but we'll just go because. And is Helena out there? Hi, Helena. I haven't said nothing yet, but I did a little psychic fair on Sunday. And it was really cute. It was down at there's gardens, the HPC.
Oh, right around the corner?
Gardens
Yeah.
there, yeah.
I drive past it every time.
But I'd never been in there before. It's such a beautiful building, and didn't get to see any grounds because it was like a storm, a major storm. But so we didn't go walk around. But it was really, it really worked out. It was sort of busy, and I met a couple of people that want to attend this. So there we are.
Mm-hmm.
Not yet though. So we've got Hod, which is this one, the bottom of the what's called the left path, but it's actually on the right. And if you're backing into it, so Hod is down.
It's on the right side.
The right side, the right
forward,
hand, sort of thing. And it's associated with the planet Mercury in astrology. So and all those Mercury things like. Mercury deities like Hermes and Thoth. It's also so what are Mercury things? Are communication.
Hermes was the messenger of the gods. It's how the gods communicated
yes.
with each other and all that.
And because he was the messenger, he was the only one that could go to Hades and back without asking permission.
Right.
Hod. They were dying, yes. Hod, the word Hod itself means splendor. And it's the 8s in the tarot. So I was wondering, did I even bring a tarot deck in here? Yeah. Oh, yes, I did, Norman.
There might be one out there.
No, I got it right here. So I'm organized.
It's his tarot deck from the fair.
Mm-hmm. We'll just get the traditional one out, because that one's recognizable for people.
Just the rider deck?
Yeah. And the 8s are all busy. The of course, the 8 of Wands is always such a odd image. All it really seems to mean is swiftness and things moving fast. Wow, it's magic!
Someone's listening to another room.
Which is good. It means this is working. I only got 3 there now, right?
Yes.
What am I missing? Cups.
And we've got cups, we've got wands, swords we're missing.
Swords. Oh, yeah. There she is.
Is there, when you look at that, is there any significance, I wonder, on the wands, there's these little
Buds.
Buds, yeah. Are the number of those significant in any way?
Well, it's not so much that you got to count the little buds, but what it does when usually that's a very common clue in all these decks that have don't have pictures for the pips or the minor arcana, right? A lot of decks don't have images; they'll just have the 10 wands or 8 wands on the image. And when you have little buds, it means there's life in it, that there's potential in it, that there's
This one
growth
looks like he's working
happening.
hard. This one I'm not really sure. He's
Well,
walking
he's
away,
walking away from cups, and cups is
usually
Emotions.
emotion.
Cups is emotions, yeah.
Whereas here, this guy looks in the pentacles, discs, however you.
He's busy.
He's busy,
He's
he's
working.
doing stuff, he doesn't look angry or upset,
No.
or anything, he's just doing his work.
And
And then, of course, this is, again, not a happy image.
But again, how would you interpret that?
Tell me when you're
How
done.
would you interpret that?
Let's get everybody else involved. There we are. Of course, the 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords, it's like not seeing the forest through the trees. It's like too many, it's like anxiety, or it's like so many thoughts that you're immobilized or can't see clearly or make the decision. It's like the busy ego
It's
mind that's kind of
overwhelmed.
just overwhelming you
Yeah.
and distracting. It's not helping focus. Focus is not possible, which is why the blindfold is on, I guess. And so it's all that, sometimes this comes up, the 8 of Swords comes up for somebody that's like in school, but not having a great time, or has to take courses they don't care for, or,
There's those ones.
yeah. And then, of course, the 8 of Wands, which is, it's got the little stem, little leaves.
But it doesn't really give much of a hint.
No,
what
it just
around
it just shows that things are like
They're horizontal.
coming in.
Backward.
That means they're flying through the air. What the image here is
Ah.
that they're flying through the air, and they're going to be hitting the ground soon. So that comes up in the tarot, meaning like something's going to happen. News is coming in. It's very busy. It's quick. And then the 8 of Cups, of course, is so. It's a bit dark, right? I mean, it's the moon and all, and I don't really get that image. It must be a full moon. Is that a full moon? Is
The
that
full
an
moon
eclipse?
and a crescent moon.
And a crescent moon. So, but really the idea of the red cloak is significant, is that's the creative energy, the red. So it means he's taken his energies going elsewhere. It's like, as we've talked about, the 8s are all to do with Mercury and Hod. So the 8 of Cups is emotions, and so this is what happens when you try to blend thinking, rational thought with emotions. It doesn't work very well. It doesn't blend well. So what happens is he's like thought about it too much, to the point where he feels objective or detached from those emotions. He's moving when you think about some emotions too much, what happens? You move away from that emotional experience into a rational experience. So that's what's going on. He's like, in another sense, he's abandoning a losing emotional situation. He's like, just, I'm out of here.
It's so funny because there's always hidden messages when you do stuff like this, when you get involved in this and talk about this. You just explained something to me, for me trying to understand someone in my life.
Oh, okay.
This card, just the light bulb just came on.
Oh, there we go.
I understand now.
Good.
You know, that there was a message.
It's the message.
Yeah.
It, you know, yeah, the emotions, and if you look at those cups too, they're well, they might be half full, but they ain't full.
Yeah.
They're not like in the other images where you see the liquid spilling out,
Right.
or you see a cup full, or the cup has flowers in it, or the fish in it, or liquid in it, or something in it. They're Seven of Cups. All the cups have stuff, imaginative stuff in them, but the Eight of Cups, the cups are pretty well empty.
There's a lot of detail in this one, like both the moons
Mm-hmm.
walking away from the ocean and away up the hill, the reds, the cups. Like there's
Also walking into the
yeah.
mountains.
Walking to the mountains.
Yeah, there's a
walking.
lot.
Seems to
when
be
you
more
really look at
foreboding.
it. Yeah.
Well, who's in the mountains? The hermit's there with the staff of the mountains, right?
Yeah.
The fool's in the mountains, right?
What's the last one you have?
And the Eight of Pentacles. And I still can't figure this out. It's going to take me years to figure that out. That the camera goes the other way. But the Eight of, and then it's classic. Eight of Pentacles is the card of work, of refining or craftsmanship, but it's the very kind of practice, because it shows him building all these things, making all these things, and they're all the same.
Reminds me somewhat of an assembly line.
Yeah, it's on but he's working for himself. He's not on an assembly line, so there's you got to assume there's some craftsmanship and some pride in his efforts. And as you said, he doesn't seem like kind of hard done by. He's like got some enthusiasm for his efforts, and so he's not only producing these things, he's also perfecting them or refining his own
he's
skills.
obviously got passion to do it, because if he didn't, he wouldn't put that effort forward.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So I always thought you were saying that the Eight of Cards can be dark cards, but that almost seemed like through his hard work, though, he was.
Oh, the Eight of Pentacles is a very positive card.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's it can have to do. It has some other connotations. It has a Virgo connotation, and if you look kind of some of the deeper meaning of the Eight of Pentacles, it's got it has connotations about when it's refinement. It can also be self-refinement. It can be about looking after your health or nutrition and that sort of stuff, self-refinement as well. But none of the eights, I mean, even the Eight of Swords is not, I wouldn't call it dark.
Okay.
It's just, it's like too busy.
Mm-hmm.
So there we are. The eights. And we got an orange candle because the color's orange. And I looked up every sphere and every path has a scent. And this one is the Hod, the 8 is Storax. And I wasn't sure what Storax was, but it's supposed to be close to benzoin. It's close to benzoin. Can you smell it? It's sort of like mothballs.
Oh yeah. Well, no, it's
Okay, now I'm really curious.
sorry.
Yeah.
It's familiar though. I know that smell. I'm trying to.
Oh my god, it reminds me of that Vicks
Yes, that's what it is. Vapor
It's like
rub.
Vicks Vapor Rub.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
So back to our
Yeah.
healing kind
Yeah.
of connotation. I can get it there. We get some.
It almost gave me a flashback. That's why it was like.
Well, it was a strong reaction. I
Yeah.
realized at a time when
Okay.
I was too old to have it. I had something called the croup.
Yeah.
It's a kid's thing, but I was
The
too
cold.
old.
Yeah.
And they had a vaporizer put out hot.
Yes,
and
yes,
then there was
yes.
a dish in there, and they put the vapor in
Yes.
it as it would take, and they put me in a tent.
Yes.
They made a tent over my
breathe
bed,
it,
and this was
I had
inside
that.
of it, and so it was like that smell all the time.
I had a tent made under the kitchen table, and it had this machine plugged in with it's like just plain water with the heater, and the steam makes steam, and then there's this little dish to put your Vicks in front of the steam, or same deal.
Exactly
eh?
the same thing. Yeah.
So I guess what you're saying, to get a smell that would be similar to this, just smell Vicks paper.
Yeah. And it'll get you thinking. Oh, busy mind.
But it's a very positive memory in my case.
Yeah, I was being well looked after too.
I like that better than rubbing it on the chest
Yeah.
because it was so gooey and wasn't comfortable. But
Well, you get the chest rub and in the tent and
Don't rub your eyes.
don't rub.
Oh,
That's right. What else do I got? So, there's another tarot card. When the eighth orange sphere, the eighth sphere, which is pretty close to material world here. It's so the position on the tree of life is about consciousness, sort of human consciousness, thought, rational consciousness, sort of what I like to call the ego mind. And it's associated with the planet Mercury, but also associated with the planet Mercury is the Magician card. Now, the major trumps, the major arcana, of course, are associated with the paths on the tree of life, not necessarily the spheres, but there is this link between the Hod, which we're doing now, and the Magician card.
The path
The orange
would
one.
be the line, and the spheres are all the ones in the back that are on that line.
The spheres are the big round things.
Oh, the spheres are your circles. Okay, thank you. Here, so I'm like, okay, that's the path,
Yeah.
and then like,
No,
okay,
so you
the
got
orange
to
one.
represent individual paths between two different,
The paths are between the spheres.
Yeah,
That's right. The Sephroth.
but between two of them is a particular card.
Yes.
Every
so these are
different
all
path
paths, regardless.
Yes.
is okay.
So
That
there's
makes
So
sense.
this path, the Magician path, is actually way up here. This one. Between Kether, the bright light source Godhead, and the creative goddess energy in Saturn.
So the higher
So it's way the heck up there.
or pieces of the paths.
The path, the major trumps are these lines. The numbered cards are 1 through 10 in 4 suits.
Okay.
So we'll get this guy up here too.
Could you show our viewers back on?
Oh, thanks. Meow. Yes. Oh, you gonna get in the shot, Normie? Of course, he's got the lemon skate over his head about intelligence. It's number 1. Of course, there's 0 before that, but it's number 1. Magician. What about him though? He's like this, right? So generally that means I gotta get it right
He
now.
likes to dance.
It means like from above, from taking energy into manifestation through the magician. Energy into manifestation through.
So he's the conduit between the
Conduit.
energy and the purpose.
That's it.
Okay.
Purpose and stuff happening.
Which again is a type of communication.
It is. Oh, the higher communication. Oh, gosh. How astute. So that the number 1 tarot card there, Magician, is associated with the Hebrew letter Beth. It's associated with the planet Mercury. It's reason, ego, mind, language, communication. Its symbols, its orange, color is orange in the plane we're concerned with. There's 4 colors for each of these in each of the 4 kind of planes, fire, air, earth, water planes. But orange is the one we're going to be concerned with. And that's the one to kind of use in meditation to go there. And the symbol Mercury, if you're not familiar with that, where is it? Of course, it's like the female symbol with the horns on the guy, right? I'm going to write it down there.
Okay.
That's the symbol. I think the more important thing here, though, is we're going backwards up the tree. We're going from 3D life on Malkuth, then it was Yesod, the astral, and then we're going up to Mercury Hod. So the important thing here is in the astral, of course, the physical world is the physical world. The astral plane, in the astral plane you have this, the astral forms behind manifestation. It's just one sort of vibration away from things being physical. They exist in the astral. And when we're talking about the astral plane, you're talking about dream images and imagination, thought forms, all these things in our minds, in our consciousness that aren't quite manifested. So, let me just close that quick because they're noisy. At least it's not during the meditation like two weeks ago. So what's before that then? What's before this astral plane? And it's saying, well, Hod is, Mercury is. So what it is, it's where kind of ideas start. Thought forms are in the astral, but the initial thought or impetus to create a thought, the ideas, are in Hod. One way of putting it is this is the place where things are named. And of course the name and language that we think in has so much to do with the limits to our awareness. We're sort of limited by our language in a lot of ways. It's why you have to get into other, like things like music and I think, and maybe even visual arts and music are like kind of a step before of this. They're getting into the vibration. What is color but a vibration? What is sound? Sounds are vibrations. Music is vibration. Everything is vibration. But the vibration as it goes through Hod wants a name, wants an idea. So that's kind of, this is the place of the ideas. It's esoterically debatable as to whether the Akashic, that this may be the place of the great sort of libraries on the other side, the non-physical storehouse of ideas. Is the Akashic record in the astral plane, or is it up another? It's sort of up another vibration, up another notch.
The orange one.
The orange one.
Orange bear.
So it's like, here's the dreams and the record of per human experience and time and everything that happened and things that are going to happen that are just in the astral, going to come through soon down into manifestation. So where are they before that? And they're here, where vibrations are taking on names, nomenclature, and
The library.
in the library. And I just wanted to go to my textbook a little bit. The astral, that's that. There we are. The eights, the splendor, the 4 eights in the tarot: reason, the individual mind, magic and science, contact point of the masters. Oh, there we are. So, language, visual images. The names, Mercury, orange. Well, okay, here's the esoteric sounding stuff. The beams of Geburah and Tifereth meet in Hod, and thence arises in Hod a brilliant, pure, and flashing orange tawny. And the sphere of its operation is that of Kokab, the stellar light, bestowing elegance, swiftness, scientific knowledge, and art, and constancy of speech. And it ruleth the sphere of the action of the planet Mercury. And Elohim Zabaoth is the god of hosts. So that's the Hebrew god name for this sphere, is Elohim Zabaoth, meaning the god of hosts and armies, of mercy and agreement, of praise and honor, ruling the universe in wisdom and harmony. Well, if that's the kind of armies, I guess armies are sometimes. Its archangel is Michael, the prince of splendor and of wisdom. And the name of its order of angels is Beni Elohim, or the sons of the gods, who are also called the order of archangels. So it's the place where the archangels come from. Hod's the concrete mind. And to it are attributed all that is intellectually systematized, such as the magical arts, literature, science, and commerce. The tarot called the Book of Thoth tarot is referred to Hod as well. All languages relate to Hod. It is not. So I'll just read a little bit of this because I think it's important about the power of words. It's not easy to persuade natural doubters that a word properly vibrated can have a powerful effect on the inner planes. Yet the effect of words on our own plane is obvious. Who can be indifferent to words such as I love you or I hate you? But to be effective, words must have feeling behind them. In the same way that I love you or I hate you sounds strange or empty unless expressed with emotion. Words of power of Hod are only effective when projected with the feelings of Netzach. In other words, the dynamic energy is brought to bear through the vehicle of the words. Words alone do not suffice. And without the force of Netzach and passion. And the reverse is also true. We were talking about last time about Yod He Vav He, Jehovah, however you want to pronounce it, because it is said that whosoever learns to pronounce the name of God, Yod He Vav He, will be master of the universe. All right. And when we see that the Kabbalistic fourfold division encompasses many names, each of which requires a different learning experience to pronounce, the statement makes sense. The names of the system are of Hod, but the beginning of the ability to properly use them is Netzach and Venus, which is next week. Form is limitation. Form is restriction. There can be no form without a force, which in some way is restricted. So found in Hod, the dynamic qualities of force and passion, which are limited in order that they may be dealt with through our normal processes of thought. The limitation takes the form of language and image, which is it's also associated with the hermaphrodite. I guess the point that comes across for me is that there's all kinds of meditation, and when we think of meditation, so oftentimes people think of Buddhic meditation or Hindi meditation where you have a mantra, and the idea is to be free of thought, be free of illusion, be free to meditate into a place of nirvana, which is where no thought, basically, and no opposites, no problems to consider, because you're in an experience of unity with the Godhead, and there is no problems to consider. And then you can take that back into your life a little bit, at least remember that it's somewhere there while you're stuck in your tedium. Still. So, but I guess the point here is that I'm getting at is what we're trying to do here is, yes, you can always meditate, and it's nice to know how to meditate into a no thought place. But we're going to be trying to do a meditation to think about thought. We're going to do a meditation to get images, to hear words, to think of words, in other words, what we want to learn through this whole process, even, and the whole reason we do this process step by step, is to learn about all these different components, so that when we're going into some sort of a magical exploration, we can work with these things. If we're meditating on a bliss out meditation, you're not learning how to manipulate the forces at work in your life.
Well, the thought that came to me in psychology,
Mm-hmm.
you have to name the problem, identify it.
Identify.
Yeah, okay, somebody's depressed. Well, now you have the name to go and deal with that in a different way, but if you don't know what it is,
if you don't know
it
what
seems
the
like
problem
that's
is.
like a hard thing.
It's to identify. If not, you get on one hand, you're identifying. It's a whole spectrum, though. You're identifying the issue. You're identifying a concern, a problem, a conflict, an inner conflict. But you're also identifying at the same time. If you're not working with words or different deities or different kind of levels of things, it becomes very hard to identify the goal. Becomes very hard to identify what's the next step for me in my growth or in my healing. Well, it's not necessarily a constructive thing in living life it is constructive. Don't want to put down the idea of having a meditation of pure light. A meditation of unity with the Godhead is, of course, going to be ecstatic. If it's effective, you're going to be, burst at the seams with bliss. That's great. But does that help you learn to deal with things in your life better? It does help create perspective. Perspective's always helpful. Mm-hmm. But I know a little too much universal perspective, and it's like, well, I don't care about anything or anybody. So, hence, that's why we're going for all these ideas, and why we want to meditate on the ideas. I want to. Do you guys just want to watch me do it?
Sure. I could do some of this stuff, but I'd almost want you to be standing there with me to
Do you want to try one?
Sure, but I just need something to follow.
Yeah. Well, I happen to have one handy.
Because otherwise I won't learn unless I get up and try it. But I might even have to do it at the same time with you.
Oh, Norman, I need the paper. Oh, don't be that way. There's North. There, I did it. I fixed it. Children. So we'll do that. I'll get you to come up and do North here. Not yet. Okay. When it's time.
Yeah.
Which is a ways to go yet. And it's getting a bit stuffy. So open that again.
I just don't know all the sayings, right? So you'll have to help me with where to start. But I'll watch you do it with that happens, because it'll be very similar.
So when it gets to be your turn, it's starting here, like that.
I always go up.
Yeah, no, this
Okay,
side
yeah.
is that, boom. And then this one is top to bottom. I actually had it wrong the first time, so I'll show you. It's backwards. I did it wrong. I had to refix them all.
So I do all of this for the north?
Yeah, we do 2 pentagrams in each. I'll show you.
Okay.
All right. We commence this temple to Hod, Mercury Hod. Goddess and God. Mercury Hod. Orange candle. Let's try a little bit more of that benzoin on my charcoal. Because that's sweet. Oh yeah. It really smells a lot more floral when it's burned. Like that. A little bit. Okay, I hope the sound's working. Ate Malkuth Vegabora Vegadula Lela Amen. Okay. Hekes Estebebeloi. This evening we are conducting a temple and meditation to Mercury Hod. We'll begin with the sphere. So you guys can help me by just imagining these lines of light around us. Yaheshua. 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 And last to seal it, Yaheshua. Novasha. Yod He Shin Va Hey. Ayin Arai Yod Nun Resh Yod, sign of Osiris slain. El, the sign of the morning of Isis. V, the sign of Typhon Apophis. X, the sign of Osiris risen. L, V, X, Luke's light of the cross. Virgo, Isis, mighty mother. Scorpio, Apophis, destroyer. Soul, Osiris, slain yet risen. Isis, Apophis, Osiris. Ixape Goemananta Butewem, the divine light descend. Eheye Yorevahe Elohim Yorevahe Elovadat Shaddai Chai Adonai Haaretz, the divine light descend. So mote it be. Okay, so I'm going to start with the pentagrams for the east. Yexal Pei. Open. Oro Ibai Uzod Pi. Jehovah. Hail Raphael, Archangel of the East and Air. Okay. Fire, Michael. He's got double duty today. Exalpe. Oh no, pardon me. Do that again. Baiteo heye open. Oyepte pedoke. Elohim. Hail Michael, Archangel of Fire in the south. Water in the west. Eko Emma Agla, close curtain. Emperor Salvayul Ego. Hail Gabriel, Archangel of Water in the west, and then you're up. So,
Wondering if I should do
Yeah,
this
just
kind of with you, like
yeah, that's fine.
because
Okay.
I've never done this.
Okay,
I
so
don't-
you go one here. Nanta. Middle. Agala. And then we do an imaginary. Close the curtain. Just close the curtain in front of you.
Okay.
With two hands.
Okay.
Just close it.
Oh, like this.
Yes,
Okay.
that's
Okay.
it.
We got it. Okay.
Okay, veil's closed. Now, so we start at the top.
Yeah.
And we're going the other way that I showed them the paper.
This way, yeah, I get it.
Okay, with a Emordial Hectega. All right, and then in the center is a Taurus symbol, Adonai.
Adonai. Okay, so as we draw,
And
we
then-
say Adonai.
then you're
Okay.
done.
Yeah.
And then so you want to do Hail Uriel, which is sort of like walk like an Egyptian.
Yeah.
Hail Uriel,
Hey, Uriel,
Archangel of Earth.
Archangel of Earth.
And thank you very much. Keep that. That's awesome. And then we could say, before us, Raphael, behind us, Gabriel to the right hand, Michael, and to the left hand, Uriel, and about us, flames the pentagrams, and in the column, signs the six-rayed star. As above, so below. Ate Malkuth V'Gabor V'Gadula Leila Amen. So, this evening, Hod, Mercury, Hod, and I actually have an invocation, which I can also be in the lessons eventually. And since Hod is associated also with the fire angel and south angel of Michael, we're going to do that here to invoke Mercury on the south. And there's the good old fashioned it's a 6-pointed star, not a 5-pointed star, to invoke the planets and planetary energies. And Mercury's down here, so we go Mercury, boom, and Elohim, Zabaoth, symbol of Mercury. Elohim Zabaoth is the God name. Then there's also a different kind. So that's using an upside down and a down up and a right side up triangle in my mind's eye to make a 6-pointed star with Mercury. And then, but there's also the unicursal hexagram, which is also for Mercury. Boom, 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 boom. Beni Elohim, Thoth, Hermes, Mercury. 1 point, 2 points, 3 points, 4 points, 6. Mercury. Okay. So I'll talk us through for a while. Oh, I'm going to turn off the light. Let's see how that goes. Maybe just this. All right. That's fine. So let's do the relax thing, and I'm going to talk us through. We're going to still go through doing the middle pillar because you guys don't have it memorized yet. Do it 50 times. So you want to relax and you want to breathe deep. Visualize atop the head a light, a ball of light, a ball of white light. Its God name is Aheye. It's source energy. Pure light, source energy, ball of light atop the head. Aheye. Bring the light energy down into the body through the top of the head to form a lavender orb of light in the throat area. The light and extension to us, our own grasping for understanding towards the higher. Yehovah Elohim. Light and extension. Yehovah Elohim. Yehovah Elohim. Lavender orb of light in the throat area. Bring the light energy down to form a golden yellow orb of light behind the solar plexus in the middle of the torso. It's the light of love. Sephroth, beauty. Yehovah Elohim. Yehovah Elohim. Yellow orb of light, and solar behind the solar plexus. Yehovah Elohim. Yehovah Elohim. Bring the light energy down to form a Purple orb of light in the groin area. Light of life. Yo Shaddai El Chai. Purple orb of light in the groin area. Shaddai El Chai. Shaddai El Chai. Bring the light energy down to the feet, to the floor, to the base. Form a russet orb of light, light of form. Ground with this russet sphere to the earth. Its God name is Adonai Ha-Aretz. Adonai Ha-Aretz. Adonai Ha-Aretz. We can for a moment see the spheres, 5 spheres through the middle of the body. Bring the attention to the top, the white light at the top. On the exhale, bring light energy down through the left side of the body to the base. Inhale light energy up through the right side of the body to the top of the head. Exhale light energy down through the left side of the body. Inhale light energy up through the right side of the body. And again. From the top of the head on an exhale, imagine the light energy coming down over the front of the body, to the feet or the base. On the inhale, bring up light energy up along the calves, along the back of the body to the top of the head. Inhale light energy up along the back of the body. Exhale light energy down over the front of the, through the front of the body. Okay, then on an inhale, collect the light energy at the feet. On the exhale, bring the light energy up through the middle pillar, up through the top of the head. Inhale, collect light energy that fountains down around. Recollect it at the feet. And on the exhale, release the light energy up through the top of the head. On the exhale, feel the light energy being pulled up to the top of the head, to fountain down around again. If you want to start in what we established a couple of weeks ago around the base of your tree, some comfort, just try to get some little imaginative imagery about being in the roots, by the roots of your tree. Begin to think of the symbol for Mercury, the ideas we discussed, maybe the images of a tarot card. See the orange. And let your meditation take you into the ideas of the ideas. start to come back. I don't know if it was fine or not. Get your message, Hagar? Okay, now let me say this. Yeah. Uriel, Gabriel, Miguel, Raphael. We thank you for attending and supporting us and protecting us in this, our temple and our investigation into Hod. And may this temple be closed. Lights, eyes. Interesting. I didn't have a movie. I didn't have a movie this time, but it seemed like it was crowded in here with just the three of us. So I was getting like the archangels around, and then there was guides, and like you had a couple guides, and you had a couple guides, and you had like this great like mother kind of like around, like you were in her lap.
The temperature changed in here.
Oh.
With all the spirits coming in. Yeah.
And I saw like a man and a woman guide around you, but and then it seemed like there were so many guides that these two, however, told the others to stand back in the line.
I had a lot of family members come to me.
That's for that. But this guy was like a guy in a top hat, like circa the, like 100 years plus ago. A top hat and a woman with long hair. But of course, back in the day, if a woman had long hair, you never saw it, did you?
It was always in a bun.
You had like the earth goddess, like your inner lap. I don't know if that was your, your real mom, or if that was some like a basic pagan deity.
So let's go after.
Oh,
Other guys can see the joy.
unlike last time where something was just, I sort of fell into the space. I
Oh,
went into the tree, and right inside was a room.
a room.
And there was a big orange ball in the room. It was like, Forbidden Planet.
Yeah.
Big orange ball with colored light line, plastic thing with the colors.
Oh, yeah.
But except
Yeah.
into the walls. You couldn't see the other Sephroth.
Right.
But
There were these channels.
and I went in there, and it's like I put my hand on the thing and just looked in. And where I went eventually was the sacred land in Massachusetts that I'm connected to. And I'm going to be spending the summer at.
Nice.
And had ideas for what I can do when I'm there, besides fix things.
Yeah.
For my
Beyond
friend, coven
maintenance.
mate, and she's all alone on this land now. And I was in charge of our events at our sacred land in California, and I want to bring some of that knowledge and experience there, because she's covering it all out of what she earns You know, she takes donations, but there's no structure or anything like that. And if she's going to be putting herself out like that, we're the same age, you know, she's not young anymore. And she's very much a mother goddess type. But that land is really sacred. I had a powerful experience here this last summer. And I think I can make her load lighter
Yeah.
by
All right. Interesting.
providing some of that experience and
Neat.
knowledge.
I had the
Oh,
very
practical.
similar thing. I walked into the rooms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And there was a room. It
A
almost
room.
reminded me of kind of like the Hobbits, right? But
Yeah.
it was,
Oh yeah.
and I had this bed in there and almost a wood stove to the side, so it was all really
Cozy.
cozy in there. And I just
Yeah.
laid down in the bed and relaxed. And then I did see in this room, I saw an angel come down. And it was facing me, it was facing you, it was facing you. Like it was there,
Yeah.
but it faced all of us.
Sure.
Like I don't even know how, but it was possible. It was like very bright
Yes.
white and the golds. And then I said, okay. I asked it, I said, okay, show me what I need to see. And it put its hand out, and it guided me. And then it almost reminded me of like the Matrix, where they were manufacturing all those bodies.
Yeah.
But it was little tiny little, almost like little eggs or something. And there was just millions of them, but it was almost like being an X-Men, where you could see that giant screen and everything that's going on and all the things that are happening in the past and the future. But it was all these little tiny eggs that were everywhere, and it was like every thought, everything that came in and was labeled was all in each one of those.
Oh, okay. They're little idea
Naming
seeds.
Like-
them.
Idea seeds?
Yeah, like it was.
Thought seeds.
Yeah, a seed. But then it was like you pull that one out, and it's like, okay, this is the name for that.
Is that?
Yeah. So the angel took me there and showed me that.
It's like this level of creation
Yeah.
that's before.
It was all very bright and white,
Yeah.
and then all these little tiny little balls that had.
Interesting. Very cool.
Yeah, that's neat. And then of course when I came, I'm like, thank you, I saw that, and I came back, and then that's when all the relatives started coming to me. Yeah.
Departed relatives.
Yeah.
Because I find that, of course, I'm conducting things and saying these
Yeah.
things, and then I'm trying to me, it's like whether I'm having a big meditation now or not is sort of secondary, because I got other stuff kind of maintain the temple and stuff going on. But certainly I sort of had this idea of like beings galore, like the place got pretty crowded. And then I was more, it was funny, I can't even quite remember it now, but I got this idea around the Mercury symbol, and that it's like an explanation of it. So this is the receiving, the top is the semicircle that's receiving energy, a dish that receives into the circle, which is spirit, and then into manifestation is the cross below. So it's a process, this whole process. And that the thing about things like worry or negative thoughts and stuff like that, those are just showing that the process is somehow getting clogged up, or it needs to be running. When the process, Mercury, that the ego mind, the rational mind is not a problem unless if it's being clogged up or held back or used wrong.
Stale energy.
It's got to always be moving through,
So when it's not bright and flowing, it's
bright and flowing.
Yeah.
And but then it was weird. Then it got weird. It was like I was almost going to say it's like a few times I've done a token of salvia. Mm-hmm. It's like what I was looking at just cracked open to this like starry night sky. It was behind everything I was just seeing. It was just the starry night sky, which is something I guess that this is also about on another level. That Kokab is Mercury. It means Mercury in Hebrew, but it also means the starry skies, night. So it's like, to me, it was like it cracked open. It's like it was a level. To me, I almost had this feeling that it's almost precognitive, that somehow that we're in this system. We're in the system that just works and turns and blah de blah, and that's what like the Wheel of Fortune is about, the machinery of the universe, and it's a machine that how things function and ideas, spirit comes into manifestation. It's just this processes. But I got this idea that there's going to be a disruption. And so it made me think, well, is the world going to turn over? Is there going to be earthquakes? Is some sort of a, like a comet comes too close or something? But this idea of this, of the system gets shaken up.
Well, the magnetic poles are overdue for
A shift.
flipping.
Yes.
And
they say a
if
lot could
nothing else
happen with
happens, that could affect a lot of systems.
Even that's going to affect systems, even if
you
it
know,
doesn't impact
There are some
geophysical.
large objects that are going to come close to us in the next few years. They're supposed to miss us, but
Yeah, it's supposed to.
yeah. Some of these they don't see until they're quite close.
Mhm. That was just recently too. So anyway, we'll call it quits. Thank you. Thank you. I hope this one worked. Let's see if there's anything to look at. Norman meowing. Yes, Norman was meowing. Cat joining in.
I watched that the mic.
Okay, thank you everyone. We'll put this up for viewing anytime.